in the West and other locations around the world, it's easier for people to become what we call public figures because there's no committee of scholars overseeing or approving individuals who can have a public page or an account teaching of Islam. And the majority of the time, they do more harm than good because they are not properly seasoned. They studied Islam for a couple of years, and then they open up a YouTube page and they start talking about Islam. It causes more harm than good. And I believe the process of approval to speak publicly is not being respected in our time because of this leisure, because how easy it is for people to get through the cracks. So I would just recommend for you, because people respect you, to advise the young individual and the young student of knowledge about what is the protocol. And just because there is no accountability of shuyukh out there that are telling you, you can do this, you can do that, what advice can you give them and what warning can you give? Because if the person is not properly seasoned, they may misguide themselves and misguide others. It's just not, you learn a couple of books and then you go on YouTube, open up a page, and you start teaching. So can you please advise the individuals, because it's not about just the message, but who the message comes from, and you are revered around the world. May Allah protect you and give you the good in this world and the next.
Ameen. Jazakallah khairan. Same to you, Brother Mustafa. Indeed, that's a very good observation. And I come across some young speakers. I love to see young speakers. I love to see Native American speakers who studied Islam and became public figures. I love to see that. Wallahi, I love to see thousands and tens of thousands of them. It will make me the happiest person. We don't feel the envy or competition in this respect, But the problem is when somebody, he said that they studied for a couple years, but I even have worse than that. I meet some people in some conferences and in Hajj particularly, and they give themselves the title Mufti. Wallahi, this is very scary. Mufti so and so, how old are you? He's 20 whatever. And where did you study? Well, I went to South Africa, or I went to Pakistan, and I took a course here and I took a course there. Really. Also, Hafiz and Hafiz Saab, and a person who memorized the Quran. Memorizing the Quran does not give you an access to teach people fiqh or aqidah or tafsir. What Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma said, إِنَمَا الْعِلْمُ بِالتَّعَلُّمِ. And this deen is the most precious thing we have in our life. So the person, in order to learn the religious knowledge, he has to verify who is teaching him and what is he saying. I even came across some books and institutes where people are making a big mistakes or big mistakes. Why? Because they don't even know. They didn't study properly. Had they studied properly under the shuyukh and the tutors, and it took them years, and they passed tests, and they have grades that shows that, in Mishkah, we're very tough. Some of my favorite students, I failed them once and twice, because if you're not qualified, this is more important than becoming an MD. I think, in order to give a person a license to operate on somebody's open heart, this is very important. Also to give an ijazah to a person to answer the people in respect of their deen, in their zakah, in marriage relations, in halal and haram. It is as important as well. So we have to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this respect. Nowadays, there is a big time business, particularly in the States, which is, you want to get an ijazah, it is that much per juz, or if you pay one package, you get an ijazah in the entire Quran from this person, from that person. And then when I listen to the recitation, what kind of ijazah did you get? Actions speak louder than words. Okay? Studying in a prestigious school or in a school which is known of teaching Islamic studies properly to get a BA will put you on the right track as the beginning. Then perhaps the postgraduate education, studying with the shuyukh, getting an ijazah in fiqh, in a particular madhab or in comparative fiqh, it's a long way to cover. But those who like the kids who jump around, and this is deen. This is not HR. This is not, any of the subjects that people teach to make money, that is deen. So before I listen to a person, I have to verify who is he, where did he get his knowledge from, who are his teachers, who approved him, who authenticated him. This is really important.